Hello, friends, and welcome back to Julie's the Author. Today we are reacting to another one of my unhauls. Let's jump right into it. I am doing a series where I react to my old unhauls, not my hauls, not bringing books in, but the books that I got rid of, in order to see if I regret any of them, to see if I need to repurchase anything, or to see if I would have done things differently had I had a little bit more shelf space like I do now. So far, spoiler alert, I haven't regretted anything. We're going to be reacting to my unhaul from October of 2017 to see if I regret getting rid of any of these books. I have not looked at any of these unhaul videos. I decided to do this series and listed them all. Like, I have a list of all of the unhauls, but I have not gone and looked at any of them. So we're going to watch them together for the first time, and I'll react and let you know whether or not I regret getting rid of any of these. I don't know if this is something that you guys find exciting, but it's something that I wanted to do, and I figured why not do it as a video and have some content for you guys. Let me know along the way if you would have kept any of these books. I've already said I do have a Pango account. It should be linked down below. I do sell books pretty frequently. The money that I get from them I just leave in my Pango account, and then I can use them to repurchase the books if I have any of these that I regret. End of summer book unhaul.
Hi everybody, it is Julie from Pages and Pens, and I have a book unhaul that's stacked up to here. Now, I know that a lot of you have reached out to me and said, hey, if I send you the shipping costs, will you send me your books? Can you just send me your books? Or what do you do with your books? I take them to Half Price Books and I sell them back and I get money for
I said this in another one, but my goodness, my brows were so intense. Also, my nails are dyed purple from my hair. My hair dye used to absolutely stain my fingernails. So you can see on top of the book that my nails are dyed purple. And I'm sure when I hold up books throughout this video, you will see that they are dyed purple.
This one is The Selected Poems and Two Plays by William Butler Yeats. I bought this after I went to Ireland and saw his tombstone. I mean, of course I knew about him and I had read little pieces of his work here and there, but then I bought this and I was like, oh, I'm going to be super into it. And I wasn't. I never read this. So that's just going to go.
I'm not a classic girly. Also, I went dark with my makeup for the end of summer. My goodness. I can see Beach Lane Au Pair. This was the next one up. This is like a whole series. I think it was like 3 or 4 books. And I'm telling you right now, I regret nothing about them. They were incredibly unmemorable.
Then I'm going to get rid of this entire series. This is the Beach Lane / Au Pair series by Melissa De La Cruz. I read books 1 and 2, never finished 3 and 4. I just don't care. So these might be better suited up the mountains during the summer, poolside or something. But I didn't like these enough to continue reading the series. And I'm just going to take them up there and let other people enjoy them poolside because I don't think they're horrible. They're just not great. Then I have...
Yeah, I didn't take them up there. I just got rid of them.
Have a couple of Charlie Higson's books. Now, I kept the first book of this series in case anybody wanted to read it as a traveling book because I read it and I did enjoy it. This is also the second book. The Dead is book 2, and then The End is the last one, I think. I think it's like book 7 or 8. I don't have any of them in between. I have books 1 and 2, and then I got the last one. I'm not going to spend money on the rest of them. I can't. I can get them from the library if I really want to finish them, and I kind of do. I really do like.
No, spoiler alert, I don't. And not for any reason. Like, I actually did pretty much enjoy the first 2 books. I did read the first 2. But I'm not a zombie gal, and there's no part of me that feels like I needed to complete that series. So I got rid of them and have since definitely gotten rid of the first book.
Like this. This is about a zombie apocalypse where all the adults are zombies now and only the kids are left unharmed. Not unharmed, but unzombified. It's a very cool series, which is why I'm keeping book 1 in case anybody wants to read it for a traveling book, but I'm not going to keep the rest of them. So these are going to go back to Half Price Books. Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, Awakening Your Life's Purpose. This is a nonfiction inspirational book. I read this. I don't know. Oh, I did a little bit. I have a bookmark in here at page 117, so about...
Oh, girly. I'm not a self-help girly. For a while there, I thought I would be, or I was going to read all these like business and, women in business, and It's not my thing.
About halfway through, but I did annotate this, so I'm not sure if this is one that I can actually give back to Half Price Books. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try sneaking past them. More Than It Hurts You by Darren Strauss. This one I did read. This one was about the mom takes the child to the emergency room, and then I believe that the doctors suspect the mom's hurting the baby. I don't think the baby dies. This was published in 2009, so I did read this forever ago, but I'm not gonna keep.
I think I might have been lying to you. I think I read the synopsis and went, "Oh yeah, I totally read this." I don't have any memory of having read that, which doesn't mean I didn't, I suppose. But I don't regret not having it on my shelves, I can tell you that much.
Keep it. Then I'm getting rid of Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson. I've never read this. I did get this on Book Outlet. It's a historical fiction about a girl who can magically identify where gold is in the gold rush. I don't care. I already got rid of all the like
I love it. I don't care. And I don't. I like the covers. I think the covers are beautiful because there was that book and then a second book. Um, I would never have read them. So again, I think that was one that I saw a lot on BookTube when I first started, and I went crazy and I bought a whole bunch of Book Outlet books that were popular at the time. I don't regret not having that.
cannot see. I sent it to a friend in Colorado because I love her and she's gifted me enough in her life that I felt like I could send that to her. But this is just never going to happen. Historical fiction is not my thing. I need to stop buying it and thinking that I'm going to read it and enjoy it. If somebody convinces me to eventually read this, I will get it from the library. I don't want it on my shelf. Then I'm getting rid of Sarah Dessen's That Summer. I read this, but I read it in audiobook and I hated it so much. So I'm going to get rid of.
I like that I'm really like mincing words here. I'm really pulling back. I don't like Sarah Dessen. I've read a couple of her books at this point, not in a very long time because Sarah Dessen was all the rage on BookTube in 2017, 2016. And I thought that I needed to read them too. And I just kept thinking that like, maybe I'll like her next one. Maybe I'll like the next one. Maybe they're a little bit different and I'll like the next one better. I never did. So yeah, I at one point owned a whole bunch of Sarah Dessen, and I think they've all been unhauled. I know they've all been unhauled. I think I used one of them, Lock and Key maybe, for a traveling book, and I even got rid of that, even though it had like annotations and stuff. Like I couldn't. They're not good.
Rid of the physical copy. Then I'm getting rid of Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson because I read this and it was not good. I didn't love it. I really didn't like it. I don't know why. I wanted to like it and I just really didn't. This might be another one though that goes up the mountains in case somebody wants to read it, but it's not for me. So not keeping it on my shelf.
I didn't take it up the mountains. I'm pretty sure I just got rid of it. And Morgan Matson was another one a lot of people liked. I did not. It wasn't for me. Again, at this point in early booktube days, I was still older than the majority of booktubers, but the hype was really for YA and I did not connect with a lot of it. So,
Shelf, A List of Cages by Robin
oof,
Rowe, which I don't.
oof. I read this for Java and the Librarians book club when I used to be doing that with my friends, and it was god awful. It was so bad. It was so bad. No.
Don't think I annotated. I'm gonna sell this at Half Price Books because I hated this. I hated this so much. It's not even funny. I think I gave it a 1 star. I'm also getting rid of Richard Bachman's The Bachman Books, which is has an introduction by Stephen King. It's 4 early novels by Richard Bachman, and I believe they're horror. It's 4 classic novels by the alter.
So fun fact, I didn't get rid of that. Also fun fact, it's still on my shelves. Like I still own that book. And the reason why I didn't get rid of it is because Baby Julie in this video did not realize that Bachman was a pen name for Stephen King and that one of those stories is no longer in print. And that's a relatively coveted book because you can't get that story in print anymore. And I don't even know that he publishes any of those under that pen name anymore. I don't really know. All I know is that you couldn't get that book in print anymore and that was a relatively rare find. And so I kept it and I still have it. I don't know if it's going to become an investment piece at some point. I don't know if it's actually even worth anything. All I know is that there was an out of print story in it and I went, ooh, this is not as easy to find as other things. So I'm going to keep it. So I literally still have it. So there's that.
ego of Terror's master. Two imaginations are better than one, especially when they both belong to Stephen King. Under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman, these 4 novels present brilliant, nightmarish fascination. This is Stephen King. This is a Stephen King pen name, which I didn't realize. This terrifies me, so that's going to go. I'm also getting rid, please don't hate me, of I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, which is a beautiful book, but I didn't love it. I really didn't.
I didn't. I don't regret not having any of these on my shelves, with the exception of the fact that I still own the Bachman files.
I didn't like the dual perspectives. I didn't like the backwards and forwards. I didn't particularly care for the characters. I didn't particularly care for the plot. I didn't love it. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to sell it. Chapter from Owl Crate and a chapter from Owl Crate, which if they want, they can have, but I don't want them. And then the last up is Us by David Nichols, which is an adult contemporary about a family, and the parents are getting divorced, and they're not sure how to deal with their son, who I believe is older at this point. I think he's like 15, and I tried in physical copy, and I tried an audiobook, because I love David Nichols. You guys know this. One Day is one of my faves, but I could not get into this book. It's going to go back to half price books because it was not for me. So that's everything that I'm getting rid of. Getting rid of 16 books.
David Nichols, I do have, it's another adult that I got signed and personalized when I met him at BEA or ALA. I don't remember which. And I haven't read it yet. The Sorrows, I'm pretty sure. I don't regret not having any of those. So those will not be anything that I repurchase. I don't know if at any point I let you guys know that I actually kept the Bachman files, but spoiler, now you know I did, and I still have it. So it's down there on my thriller horror shelf, and I'll never probably read any of them. Maybe? Question mark? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't repurchase anything I actually physically got rid of in that video. Would you have kept anything? That's going to be it for this particular revisit of my unhaul. And I'm really, really happy to say that at this point, I have not regretted anything that I've unhauled, which is fantastic. Also, maybe this is your reminder that it's okay to get rid of books and that you probably won't regret them either. That's it for me, friends. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.